Welcome to this 22nd edition of our tutorial by Joel. And I was thinking about, and you probably saw that on the advertisement, that I called it business and technology. And the reason is because I also noticed that we've been going through a lot of discussions, and it's around business and technology. How people can business or organization, churches, entrepreneurs can leverage technologies to enhance their business, to enhance their product and services. My name is Joel, and I hope that you can hear me well. And I'm just trying to play some music in the background. I have a new setup to go through today. I don't know if the music playing in the background. If I'm too loud, let me know so that I can probably reduce the volume a little bit. Yes, Vanessa by Design. Bonsoir. Bienvenue parmi nous. Yes. Hello, coach. Hello, Dalia MTV. Thank you for joining us. Okay. So I am still doing a couple of changes, like I was saying in the beginning, about this channel. Not only the channel, but also what we'll be doing on Thursdays. These Thursdays, like these ones. Instead of just going to the same thing, the tutorial, talking about almost the same thing that I do on Tuesday, I thought it would be better so that we can go through business and technology. How can technology can help your business? How can technology can help you achieve your goal? How can technology help you strategize better for the goals that you have for your company? Because as we know, you probably have goals for long term, short term, and mid term as well. That is why this week I was really compelled to talk about your data. Your data. Yesterday, unfortunately, I tried to do something yesterday on the data, and it was not easy because I had a new setup in terms of sound and all that, and the voice did not go through. It did not record that. At the end, I'm thinking, okay, let me try it, because I felt something wasn't right. And I checked, there was no sound. That's why I had to delete that. But at the end of the day, and I'm really happy that you can join us tonight. Yes, Vanessa saying, thank you for having us. No, you're welcome. It's my pleasure to host you, to see you here. And Dimitri, yes, thank you. Thank you for stopping by. Okay, done my work for the money. Now on the other work we do for love. Okay, good. Yes, your passion. That one will bring you more joy when you complete what you're doing. Yes, it's good. It's good. Let me know if you can hear the music, and if you want me to bring it a little bit up, I can do that as well. It's playing from my Spotify. I created a list of sounds that I can use for streaming. Wow. This just started, yet there are so many comments already. Thank you. Yes. Welcome. All right. Before we go any further, let me first acknowledge our partners, the people, the organization that's supporting us. And starting from my right here, the left on the screen. So Réseau Bisobasi, Dahlia Show, Mountain of Inspiration, ADAMusiq, DLM Design, Shadowware, and of course our own Amen Productions Canada, which is our company. Those are the partners that we have. They've been supporting us through a lot of advice, through a lot of support, moral, psychological, financial support. And I cannot forget those of you who are supporting us through the PayPal. And I thank my sister Janine. I thank my sister Loli. And they're all from the United States. They've been supporting us tremendously through the PayPal. And I can tell you, I'm really thankful to have you as part of the audience that follow us on a regular basis. So let's jump into the topic. Your data. What is your data? And that's probably where people may start and say, I don't have any data. I'm not holding any data in my computer for my business. And that's probably also where people realize that they don't think about protecting their data and making sure that it's available and they have a way to recover their data should anything happen. Because don't forget, we are living in a time where cyber hackers, all they want is to access your data, to access the information that residing on your computer. Why? Because they hope that they may find your social insurance number. They may find a copy of your passport. They may find a copy of your any ID that a government require for anyone to, let's say, set up a bank account or start something with the government, to interact with the government, or even for employment. So just imagine somebody using your information and going to apply for credit. You know how dangerous that can be. You know how devastating that can be, knowing that somebody has used your personal information for their own personal gain. And that is why we think it is important for you to protect your data and make sure that if something was to happen to your computer, you can recover from that. You can recover your data. But let's now take it to the next level, which is your business. You are probably at a level where you are dealing with a few customers. As an entrepreneur, you're probably starting out or you're still building your business. And I'll get to that first because I'll talk first about the customers. And you may think that, it's okay, and then you may be fine with the way you're handling your business. You're probably saving stuff, information on your computer, and then saving that on a USB key just as a backup, or an external hard drive for a second security. That can be fine depending on how big you are, and also depending on what kind of information you have about your customers. Because imagine if you have your customer identifiers, meaning their first, last name, full address, and let's say some banking information, because they send you a check, because they pay you through a Visa, or because maybe you receive payment through PayPal, but because they can now, whoever access your information can probably access whatever information is on your computer. What if that information was to be leaked? Look at the risk that you may encounter, that you are not able to keep your customers' information. You may lose your credibility in the eyes of your customers and future customers, because remember, even big corporation, larger corporation that went through a data breach in a couple of years, if you search on the internet, search for data breach issues that occur in the world of in this digital world, you see that it was a major issue. Those companies had to send information, they had to send emails to their customers and say, you are part of the breach that occurred in our system. Please update your information, and please let us know if there's anything that happened to your personal information. So that's how it can be devastating. But those are big corporations. By now, they cannot recover. They cannot recover, they're back on the feet. But if for you as a small business, people had to come to lose trust in your abilities to properly handle properly take care of their personal information, how many of them do you think they'll come back? Just a couple of minutes ago, I was watching a video. Another YouTuber, she was sharing her experience with one of the online retailer. Just look at it. And when she started investigating, checking other people's experience with that online reseller, she realized that she was not the only one. She realized that many other people have faced the same issue with that online reseller. And now, in a small circle and growing circle, people are now aware to be careful when they're using that online reseller. So imagine if that was to be applied to your organization. Do you think you'll survive? Do you think that your company, your business will survive a data breach? The reputation, the loss of reputation, because people would not want to connect with you anymore. They would not like to buy from you. And we are living in a time where physical contact is not easy. It's not permitted. We still have to keep a certain distance. So what if your customers, because they don't trust you to properly handle their personal information, are reluctant to pay you online, to pay you in any electronic form? Just consider that. Just look at how much business that you may lose because of that. And that is why I think it is important for your business, regardless of the size of your business, to consider protecting your data, protecting the information that you have on your computer, on your phone, even in the cloud. Why? Because the cloud is what? Is the Google Drive, is the iCloud Drive, it's your Microsoft OneDrive, it's your Dropbox. Yes, those companies, they'll tell you, yes, we provide security, we provide this and that. But we know by experience that when hackers target those companies, they always find a weakest link to enter and access and breach their data. So it may happen. It will probably happen one day. And that is why it is really important for you as a business owner, as a content creator, to consider protecting your data. Why? Because let's say for a content creator, your video becomes your business mind, your business, your goal. It's the most valuable thing. It's your asset. And if you were to lose those assets, because remember, the platforms that we're using the YouTube and all different platforms that we're posting our videos, they are not guaranteeing that the security, they're not guaranteeing that our information, our content will always be there. There's no guarantee. There's no guarantee that all the videos, that all these thousands, all these hundreds, and all these 10,000s of videos that you have posted on YouTube are guaranteed to be there should anything happen to Google or to YouTube. It will probably not be on a large scale, but it could happen. And if you look at the fine print, they do not guarantee that. And that is why it's, again, I really wanted to talk with you and make sure that you are thinking about a strategy around your data, the data that you have. The data could be your customer information. It could be your own content that you create and you produce. It could be the pictures if you're photographers. It could be the pictures, all the pictures that you've taken and all the pictures that you have. If you cannot protect them and tomorrow you were to lose them, just imagine your family pictures that you have on your drive, that you have on your USB drive. Just imagine losing them. The picture of your firstborn, the first 3 months, the first 6 months, all those pictures that you have, if you were to lose them one day, and if you did not protect them, if you did not build the strategy on how to protect them, how devastated will you be? And that's why tonight, as a business, start thinking about it. If it was not part of your business strategy, start thinking about it. Start building a strategy around that. Start thinking what will happen. First, that's probably the first step. What will happen if I was to lose my videos? What will happen if I was to lose all my business contracts? What will happen if I was to lose all the information about my family, about my business that is on my computer or on the USB drive? What will happen? And then measure the risk. If it will be really, really bad, then it's time for you to start considering a strategy around protecting your data. There are many different solutions. And one thing I learned in the world of sales and IT sales is sometimes you pay for you get what you pay for. If you go for the cheaper solution, then guess what? You get a cheap solution. Okay, it's cheap, and it's sometimes there's a reason why it's cheap. And there are different ways that you can test, you can compare the different sites, and I can probably share some of them with you. You can compare those softwares and see what people are saying about them. And most of the software makers, they offer trial version. They offer you a trial version and making sure that you can test and drive their software before you purchase that. So that way you know what you're getting when you decide to pay. Like the software that I'm using, I don't know if you may realize that there's no delay, and I just updated some software. I have to pay for it, and thank God I have some partners, some people supporting me through PayPal and all that I can afford to pay those things. To say this is like, you need to have a strategy. I cannot put enough emphasis on that. You need to have a strategy on how you're going to protect your data. You need to build one. Unless, of course, whatever information you have, it's fine if you lose them. One way that we usually recommend people in the IT world is to have 3 copies of one information. And better, make sure that you have at least 1 copy off-site. Now with the internet and with the cloud, you can have 1 copy online. Why? Because like you are doing it right now, and most of you are doing it right now, you remember back in the days we used to have a USB keys that we carry around with all the information that we need. Oh, I need to have this file because if I go somewhere, I may just print my invoice and all that. Now, I'll tell you personally, I don't carry a USB anymore. A USB drive? No. I don't really carry one all the time. For any file that I need to access anywhere that I'm going, I put it on the drive, on the Google Drive, or on my iCloud Drive, or on my Microsoft OneDrive. So I have a copy online so that wherever I am, I can turn on my internet connection from my phone and access my data. I access whatever information, bill or statement or information that a copy of my resume that I can share anytime. I don't need to have a USB key to do that. Okay, so that is one way because it's still there. One thing we still have to remember, Even those storage or options that we have through the Google, through Microsoft, through Apple, they do not guarantee that your data will be intact. No, they do not guarantee that. They do not guarantee that if anything happened, you'll still be able to recover your data. No, they do not guarantee it. As a matter of fact, I'm telling you because I'm in the IT, and that's why we saw people, and people have doubted. And then when they went and checked their contract with those platforms, they realized like, oh yes, you guys were right. At your personal level, you may be fine. Why? Because you still have a copy of it on your computer. You have one copy on the Google Drive or whatever online drive that you have, online storage that you have, and you still be fine, because if you lose the online version, you can still have the desktop or the laptop version. You're fine. But you are missing what we call the other two options. It's good, and it's a good practice for anyone to also make a copy of your computer and make it, let's say, on a portable drive. And from that level, it's really up to you. It's up to you to decide if you want a portable drive connected to power, a desktop version, the one that goes to power and then it stays and connect to your computer or your laptop, whenever. You can go with that, or you can go with one that is totally portable, meaning that when you need it, you plug it, and then you move it. You move with it when you need it. One of the advantage of that is your data is with you, and you can move it and you can protect it. And if you're going to have that data in the house where you're living, I'll say make sure that you don't keep it. And here it's also a calling for myself. Make sure that you don't keep it in the same room as your computer. Why? Because, hey, anything can happen in that room where you have your computer, depending on where it is. You may think, oh, keeping my computer or my office is in all the last top level of my house and nothing can happen. Guess what? Not a flood, but rain or the roof can be broken or something, and your computer may get water or any damage. Same thing, you decide to put it in a basement, there could be a flood. So building a strategy and building that strategy to protect your data, making a copy and making sure that you have at least 3 copies of the same data, will probably spare you the despair and the hopelessness should you encounter a major problem. And that is one of the things that we need, and we call that part of the protection. Making sure that you protect your data enough. And there are also some software that you can use as well. You can put those software, you can install them. Some of them now, they're working even for the phones, they're working for the computer, desktop, and synchronize all of those information in a way, making sure that whenever you update, let's say your phone, because your phone is connected to your computer, then all the information is updated everywhere. You can do that. Now, you need to dig a little bit into the different solutions that are out there and see which one works for you. Because remember, as soon as you bring in a software, some may create some delays in the performance of your computer or your desktop. So keeping that in mind, knowing that how this software is going to interact with my operating system on my desktop, on my laptop, on my phone. So you need to keep that in mind, start thinking about it. But that is still part of your strategy. I mean, we can probably look at different ones, different options, but tonight I'm just starting giving you a point where to start, where you need to start thinking. Why? Because your phone may break one day. And if you have never backed up your phone to the cloud For example, if be it Google Drive, which offers 15 gigs free of charge, same thing with with Apple. So those companies, they offer you a certain amount of capacity or storage capacity that you can use in the cloud. So just imagine you have a phone with all your contact information, and then for some reason the phone breaks and you cannot even access the phone. If you've never backed up that phone to at least to the cloud, just imagine all your business contact will be gone. All the information that you saved on the phone on a daily basis, pictures, some other contract, or some other the information, or some money transfer or payments that were made electronically, and then you save the copy on your phone. If you don't have a backup, those information will be gone. Licenses, copy of licenses of your software that you purchased. If you don't have a copy, they're gone. You see, how will you recover? It becomes a different story, because that is the next thing that you can probably do. Based on my knowledge and the research that I've done and my experience in IT sales, there is no consumer level recovery software that can recover certain data. Yes, they will do something. They will recover at a certain point. But then I was reading, they'll tell you, for example, if you delete it from a solid state drive, commonly known as SSD, you may not recover. And for that, you need to either have a more expensive software, or you need to go to a company that does data recovery. And for those of you who don't know it, or they may charge you $100, $200 just Canadian to run a diagnostic. And it can go higher. You can end up paying $400, $500 just to recover the data. And that's where you start thinking, okay, are those information, the data that I have on that drive, on that computer, is it worthy recovering? Okay? And that is also another way to put a perspective on what you keep on your computer. Are you keeping also your business information on the computer? And how many people have access or can use that computer? Yes, you can have different login access on the same computer, but remember, if should one of the users, okay, let's say, for example, in the case of my family, I have a computer dedicated to the whole family. So I created logins. So each one of my children they have their own login, so they can come and put their password and access the data they store on that computer. But just imagine if they were to open a breach, to open the wrong file and all that, and insert a virus or something that goes and ruin the whole computer. And if by accident I was keeping my business information, my customer information on that computer, just imagine. That could be a problem. So before I continue, let me check the comments here. Okay, I see Mountain of Inspiration. Yes, great to see you here. Much love. All right. Conversation going on here. Yeah, Mountain of Inspiration, great talk. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Vanessa Design is saying good point. Yes. Yes, Mountain of Inspiration. Those companies do not guarantee. They do not guarantee that your data on the platform will be safe. No. They just say they guarantee availability. That's what they guarantee. So you can access them anytime. But their safety, the risk of losing them, They do not guarantee that. They do not guarantee that. What they guarantee is availability of your data that you put on those online storage. Yes, that is guaranteed. As long as they have it. Should they be hit by hackers and install whatever, they lose it. But we know it's really hard because they still have a certain level of protection of their own environment. But if they have to choose what to let go in terms of information between your data, for which you're probably not paying anything. Even if you're paying, you're not paying for that extra protection or recovery. They'll probably let it go. It will not be available anymore. Yeah. So let's talk about now the recovery. I say one way to recover your data is going through a specialized company that can do that for you. They call the recovery disk. If you just type Google and go recovery data recovery in your area, you'll find a couple of companies. And some of them, they're really good in terms of what they're doing. And I also find that some of the hard drive makers, they guarantee recovery of whatever data you store on the external drive for, let's say, period of the length of the warranty, 2 or 3 years, depending on the brand, depending on also the model that you purchase. So if you can get one of those external drive that they guarantee that they can they include in the price, in the cost, recovery of your data, I'll say go for that. And make sure that you back up your computer, your desktop on a regular basis into that drive, because that's a way they're going to recover that. They're not going to recover the data on your computer, but on the drive that you bought. So make sure that you save your data over there. Go and search hard disk drive with recovery option. Check them. You'll find what they offer. Get one of those. If you are a small business, you haven't built yet a large data of information, yes, you can use that. Even for content creator, I say go ahead, use that. Save all your data on that. Your pictures, your videos, all the design. You are like a DLM design. I say go for that. Whatever design you create, save them on that drive, because it comes with a warranty. They warranty that the part of the warranty is they can recover anything that was stored on that device that you bought from them. So why not? Yes, it may cost you maybe $20 extra compared to the same capacity storage from a different brand, but you know that you're getting something, which is the recovery of data. Because remember, it can cost you from $200 Canadian dollars to whatever amount. But if you have a drive, an external hard drive that comes with that kind of warranty where they include the recovery options, go for it. That is on a personal level. For those of you who are probably they're growing the business, they're getting a lot of data, and they would like to do it in a professional way, I'll say go and check what some of the small and medium businesses are doing in that area. There are some software. If you're saving, let's say you are protecting, let's say, up to 1 terabyte of data with the option of recovery, or you may end up paying probably $150, $200 per year to, first of all, to have a backup of your infrastructure. If you have a server, if you have a desktop, you can create a backup. And some of them, they come with a recovery option. So they make sure that first they protect you. They offer you a backup. They always keep a copy of whatever you make, and then they can also recover your data in case of trouble or ransomware or things like that. So they build something. There are different options, different solutions, and there is one website that I use myself whenever I'm going through trying to compare information. It's g2.com. Okay, let me share my screen. So this website, you can call the name. I know, for example, Veritas, I say, backup exec. So it goes and it tells me what Veritas, gives me an overview. It protects virtual and physical environment. So by virtual, I mean they can protect your data in Google. Just imagine. So that's the next level up when you move from personal to a real business. That's the kind of thing you need to consider. Okay, they can protect my data not only on my computer, not only on my server, but also whatever is the Microsoft world in AWS, I mean Amazon, and also Google. So they can do that. There are different companies, and so they have also they have competitors, Veeam, Acronis, Dell EMC, Avamar. So there are a lot of information, and the beauty of this website is they can give you comparison. Okay, you may say, they give you comparison. Okay, let's say Veritas Backup Exec versus Veeam. All right, so then here, Veeam tells you can try for free. I know Veritas, they also have a trial version. So you can go ahead, download that, and test it and see how it works for you. Okay? So, but the reviews that you see here, that you can read here, are based on users, people that have used it, and they come here and share the experience. And this is really for the next level of the people who are thinking about data recovery. Because, like it or not, I mean, ready or not, like now children like to say, ready or not, it will come. It will come a day where hackers will reach out to you. They reach into your database, they reach and probably break into your system. Okay? How will you recover? Okay, one thing will be, yes, taking your computer to a computer store, provided that they have the skills, they can probably recover something or remove the malware and things like that. But in some case, and the level of dangerosity that those hackers they have now, your data will be gone. Your data will be gone, and you will not be able to recover anything. So that is where I'll say, start thinking about this kind of solutions. And if you go back, okay, you go back and see, they compare them with other brand and all that. So there are a lot of information that can be found on this kind of website. There are brand names, like all of these names that you see here, they're major. They're major names in terms of data backup, because that's the other way to protect your data. Making sure that you have a backup. Making sure that should anything happen, remember we talked about the one file and 3 copies. Yes, you backing that up into one of the solution that either one of these company offering. So you have that. But also check, if you're going to get into that level, check which one offer data recovery. Data recovery, because it's only a matter of time. The way we say it's like when you're a certain level, when when you are a small channel like me right now, small in terms of number of subscribers, people may not come, and trollers, they may not come, and ghosts, they may not come and disturb my live stream. But when you get to a certain level, when you get a certain number of viewers, a certain number of subscribers, trolls and ghosts will come. Same thing. When you get to a certain level in your business, people will try to break into your system. They will try. But if you see, if you're already prepared, and the purpose here, it's really, we're talking about business and technology, making sure that you have a strategy when it comes to your data. Because those are habits that you can take when you're still small, when it's habits, and the way you deal with your data will also help you whenever you grow, because you'll still have the same mindset. It's like the other day I was listening to Mountain of Inspiration. You know that whenever you make a sales, whenever you realize a profit, you know how much need to be reinvested, and how much can be spent, and how much need to go allocated in this or that. You need to have that. And somebody when they're still growing, when they're still building, and they don't have that habit, when they get the big sale, they make the same mistake that they've been doing since the day one of the business. But if you start developing a new mindset when it comes to your data protection, when it comes to how you protect your data, you start thinking about it. I'm telling you, when you reach 1 million, you will know. I'm going too far. When you reach 100K, you will know, because you've been doing it since you were making only $1,000 per month of sales. Then you will know, okay, if this is how I'm going to protect my data. I only have 5 customers, but how do I protect them? How do I nurture? How do I make sure that it's available when I need that? That's where you develop a strategy. And that strategy, if you keep on practicing, it will just make you better. A better organization, a better business in terms of your data management, data protection. And because you understand how valuable that is, and how valuable and also how risky it is if you lose that, then you make sure that you have a way to recover. You recover should a cyber attack occurs. You will know. You make sure that you have a strategy. So I don't know, and that's where I would like to get your participation. Tell me, how are you saving your data today? Your videos, are they all just on YouTube? Do you keep a copy on a personal hard drive? You tell me. I would like to hear from you. I would like to read from you. Unless you're busy doing other things while I'm talking and just listening. But think about it. What if YouTube was to shut down your channel? What if YouTube was to lose all your videos? What will you do? What will you do? So one day you had 500 videos, and the next day, because of something, all your 500 videos are gone. What will you do? And please don't tell me that you're saving them on your phone, because as we discussed earlier, your phone also can be hacked, or it can be stolen, it can be broken. You get into an accident, and if your phone falls into fire, if you don't have a copy of your photos and your videos that's on your phone, in the cloud, what will you do? Ah, I see Vanessa is saying USB. Okay. Do you know that the USB can be corrupted and you may not be able to access them? Think about it. And again, it's not to put fear in you, but just to let you know, to consider if that is a valuable data, it's valuable to you, think wisely. The same way you don't leave your jewelry or your shoes anywhere on your property. The same way I think you should think how you keep your data. Because USB, as a matter of fact, by you sharing this, it just remind me that I have a USB key that it's a huge capacity, 32 gig, but it's giving me trouble. Sometimes it's slow to open. I may think about, transferring that whatever data it's on the USB key to another one, reformat it, and see if it will change. Why? Because, those are just electronics, and they may come at the end of the life. And if it's the end of the life cycle, and if I'm not prepared, if I'm not careful, then I can lose everything. Okay, those are the things that, and you see some I deleted. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's a time. I mean, it's a call, and I hope that it will help you and help the people around you to understand how valuable whatever you're doing. And you may think, oh, it's just pictures. Oh, pictures of my family. I can't afford to lose them, because I probably have a lot. I probably have a copy. But until one day you decide, okay, let me retrieve the picture of my son when he was 1 year old. And then you realize, like, you cannot remember where they are. Why? Because they were stuck in one computer, and that computer had a problem, and you cannot access the computer. If you were kind of prepared, and if you're a little bit like me, you probably remove that hard drive. But now, although you remove the hard drive from a computer, now to read it, you need certain adapters. And if you don't have those adapters, then you cannot. I have one drive like that. It's sitting there. I cannot access it because I lost the adapters. So those are things that to keep in mind with all this information that we have, family pictures, business information. Yes, let's keep that in mind and remember to protect them like we protect anything that we consider valuable. And make sure that we have some kind of insurance to recover some. And this is probably where I'm going to end. Data protection and data recovery. If I can leave you with an image, look at data protection as your alarm system. Okay? It's your alarm system. And make sure that your house, there's an alarm system. Should anybody try to enter, the alarm will ring and alert people, and depending on the protection system that you have, it may call your security company, they may come. Okay? But if those people who break into your house, they're quick enough and they know what they're looking for, and they get it from your house and run with it, the alarm company may not pay you back for that because you did not take the extra insurance for them to pay if there was a burglary or a break-in into your house. On the other side, insurance, that's what they do. They most likely come and say, okay, give us a list of all the things that you have in your house. They make an estimate and say, okay, this is how much we have. All right. And they know, should anything happen, they may not give you the same exact model of the TV or the couch that you have. Why? Because that couch is no longer made, but they will give you money to replace whatever you lost. So you can still have the same functionality. Now, in terms of business, and especially if your business is growing, you start making your $100,000 a year or $1 million a year, you probably have generated a lot of invoices, a lot of information that if you lose them, you have no way. You have no way to keep the business open. And we've seen it with a lot of organizations, a lot of companies. After a break-in, after a cyber attack, they were not able to recover. Why? Because they lost almost all the information. And that's why I'll say having an alarm system is good, but having an insurance is better. And your insurance, it's whatever insurance that can get you to go back to keep on doing what you're doing. And in terms of the car, when you have a car insurance, if your car gets stolen or destroyed, the insurance will probably give you money to buy another one to replace that one. Okay? It may not be the same brand, but you'll be able to keep on going and doing your business because it's still a vehicle. Same way with the data. You need to have your data, and especially the core data that you really need. You need to have it ready and recoverable whenever you need it. Okay? So if anything you forget tonight, just remember, you need to protect them. Make sure that nobody can touch them unless you authorize them. And second, being able to recover and keep moving, keep selling, keep producing. That's what you need. And I really want to thank you for sticking with me for 50-something minutes. And that's all I had for you. It's a business and technologies. We'll be talking about technologies and how you can leverage technology to enhance your service, enhance what you're doing, what you're serving. And not only entrepreneurs, but also content creators. It can help you because we are focused more on the content creators. And it's for you as a content creator. Either you making money out of this or not, but we'll be sharing with you ideas and tools and how technology can help you in these Thursday sessions. So tomorrow at 8 p.m. we'll be on Clubhouse and we'll be talking about the story of one of the neighborhood in Kinshasa. I got some article that I came across and I found it interesting to share. So tomorrow we'll be on Clubhouse. For those of you who speak French and would like to join us, please let us know. By the way, my number is there if you'd like to drop in and listen, because Clubhouse is most listening and you may talk if you wish. And otherwise, we'll be connecting again next week on Tuesday for Les Tutoriels de Joël, where I'll be going through another demonstration. And I'm hoping that I'll be able to demonstrate more on the editing side. And Wednesday, again, probably I will record what I was trying to do this week or do something else. But we'll see. Wednesday will be again connecting, and Thursday. So I want to thank you very much for stopping by. Vanessa by Design, Mountain of Inspiration, Dahlia MTV. Thank you so much for supporting. And please share with your friends and leave us a comment. Tell us how we can make it better. Tell us what we can improve, and also tell us what are your challenges. What are your challenges? Where do you still a challenge? Okay, what will make your life easier? What, tell us what will make your life easier. Maybe we can do the research and come and tell you, oh, you know what? With your line of business, you may want to start looking at this kind of tool. For example, I was checking, and I'll probably leave it for another topic, another time. I just find that there are a lot of service providers now for event planning, online service provider. Things are moving, things are changing. So you tell us what are your challenges, and let us research for you and bring it and share that with you in a way that makes sense and probably easily understandable for you. All right, and I thank you. Sorry, I did not see my friends on Facebook. Those were following me on my personal profile. Sorry, I got carried away with the content that I had to share tonight. But I'll check your messages at the end. And please join us on the YouTube side. It's much easier, much faster for me to see the message. Or you can follow me from my from Amen Production / Joel Amen TV on Facebook. It's a Facebook page. Okay? Until then, I can only say have a great evening, and we will connect again tomorrow for some of you or next week. Thank you. Take care.